Okay, so just right number. We're going to be learning our first game today. It's called Shake and Spill. Okay, what you'll be getting, parents, is an email of this, a digital scan of this. I grabbed this on my way out with all my other materials, but I forgot to grab a sheet protector so that I could use this and keep reusing it so I don't have to go through it because I don't have a printer at home. But if you do, great, you can do that, or you can do what I did. You can just write it out. Okay, same thing, doesn't matter. It's what I refer to this in my class is a number sentence, okay? Or as others might know it as our equations. This is really the beginning of algebra, okay? So the check and the X, we'll talk about that in a moment, okay? But we're gonna go back to the video from my assessment we pretended that my student got a 4. That's the number that they're struggling at, that they repeatedly were getting that answer incorrect, okay, from my beads that I was showing them, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go with 4, and that's a very common number to start with for a lot of students. They can do 3, but past 3, they start to struggle, okay? That's the whole point of math, is that we see where they struggle, we work on it, they improve, great. We move on to the next thing. So, this game is called Shake and Spill. What you would get in a bag is you would get these counters for the just right number, whatever that number may be. For this case, it's 4. You get counters. One side it's red, one side it's yellow. Okay, that's an important piece. If you don't have counters at home, which I would assume that the majority of you do not, what could you use instead? Pennies, quarters, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, just as long as it's got 2 sides that the kid can flip, okay? And you can use a little yogurt cup if you've got any leftovers. This is something that I saved from years ago, and I use them for this game in particular. But you'd also get in your baggie one of these bracelets, so for you crafty people at home, you could be making one of these if you want. This is something that it's got the number, okay? And I have it for all the numbers. For numbers past 5, you're going to notice that there's a white bead, okay? And I usually make numbers up to 10. So, because past 7, as I said, it gets really difficult. So, any number past 5, we start adding white beads. And what this game is it's the same thing as that hide and seek. It's I hide, and I find out how many it is. So I've got 3 here, 1 hidden. 3 and 1 is 4. I can change it. Okay. 1 out, 3 hidden, 1 and 3 is 4. I could change it again. 2 and 2 is 4. And this is something that I encourage students to practice on the bus, in the car, whatever. Okay. The counters, not something I encourage them to practice on the bus. I encourage them to practice at home, on a table, on the carpet, whatever. Okay, but not somewhere that they're going to lose the materials. So, let's get into it. So, you take your cup, you put your counters in it. You could also use your hand if you'd rather do that, whatever. And we shake, and then we spill. Now we compare. Okay, so I've got my 4 counters, because my just right number is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I got to compare. I've got 1 red and 3 yellow. Okay, what am I going to use here? Okay, so the check mark and the X. You determine what color you want it to be the check and one you want to be the red. Okay, for the X. So for me, we'll do the checks are yellow and the X's are red. Okay, does it matter which side? No. So, for this, I've got my combination of 3 and 1. I take my marker. I'm going to fill it in. 3 yellow, 1 red. 3 and 1 is 4. Okay? Let's do it again. Grab my counters. It's hard doing it with one hand. Shake, spill, compare. So, yellow's first, red's next is what I determined. You can do the same. So, 1 yellow, 3 reds. 1 plus 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I write it in here. 1 yellow, 3 reds is 4. And you're going to notice, wait a second. Hey, it's the same combination of numbers for both math sentences, but the number here is flipped. 3 plus 1 is 4, and 1 plus 3 is 4. That's building that number sense, okay? Recognizing those types of patterns, okay? Let's do another shake and spill. Shake, spill. What do we got? 1, 2, 3 yellows, 1 red. 3 plus 1 is 4. Let's do our sentence. 3 yellows plus 1 red is 4 total, okay? Keep practicing your number sentences over and over and over, okay? Now, that's shake and spill level 1. Next video will be shake and spill level 2.